What is going on, guys? Samuel Bull from Samuel Bull Productions here, back with my final video of 2025. And for today's video, I'm going to talk about my top 20 best movies of 2025. The films of 2025 that impressed me the most, the films I enjoyed the most throughout the year. And again, I talk about the year as a whole, again, I mentioned it before to this point, but 2025 absolutely sucked. In terms of mentally, in terms of life, in terms of the world, like this movie just sucked for so many reasons. Like it's up there. Like 2016 is probably one of the worst years of my life. If I'm being honest. So like it's just like one thing after another keep happening, and and if you follow me on Facebook and Instagram, you probably wouldn't know all I've been through. I'm not going to put all the details here, honestly, but it's definitely been a rough year. But really cross my fingers that by this time next year, I'm be in a much better place mentally. I'll actually be doing great. I'll be maybe driving a car. I'll be learning how to ride my scooter. I'll be actually, going out more often. I won't be exhausted as often. Like, we'll see how it goes. So yeah, for today's video, I'm going to talk about what I think are my top 10 best movies of the top 20 best movies of 2025. The 20 movies that this year that impressed me the most. And again, like every list I do, this is just my personal opinion. These are films that pass to be the most. Again, you might have different picks. That's just the fun of movies, honestly. Again, it's the same goes that we all have the same opinion. Life will be boring. But I would definitely love to know your picks down below in the comments. Let me know the 20 movies that you, or the 10 films that you love the most throughout 2025. Again, I probably still have not seen every movie that came out this year, honestly. It's like impossible to see every movie that came out every year, honestly. At least mine couldn't stay in line. And well, I have it right now for me, honestly. But I think that's all the right my moves, honestly, and I think eventually, once I do eventually get my computer back, I do plan on doing a video where I rank every movie I saw this year, so stay tuned for that. So all in all, I hope you all enjoyed this list, and let's get to it. But as always, before we get to the actual list, let's get into the honorable mentions. The films I still enjoyed, they just did not quite make the list. And the honorable mentions are Companion, Warfare, The Running Man, the first time Edgar Wright did not make my actual list, Plankton, the movie, Dogman, the Poe Ocean Ski Night, mispronounced that, but basically it's the latest Wes Anderson movie, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, also the first time Mission Impossible movie outside Mission Impossible 2 that did not make my best list, The Encounter 2, Caught Stealing, Ballerina, Dangerous Animals, Rental Family, Sorry Baby, The Long Walk, Final Destination Bloodlines, Elio, Together, Chainsaw Man, the movie, Wrestle Arc, and for the hell of it, I'm going to keep Demon Slayer here as well. Shelby Oaks, yes, I'm including Shelby Oaks on the best list. And the film that just barely missed my list, the film that was super close to making it on, was Predator, Killer of Killers. It really was a painful cut to me because I think it was fantastic. But yeah, those are all the honorable mentions. Those are the films I still enjoyed but did not make the actual list. Made it could make an actual list if we'll see how it goes. But that's my picks for my honorable mentions. So let's get to the actual top 10 best movie, top 20 best movies of 2025. Kicking off the list at number 20. It's actually the most recent movie I saw for this list. It's the film I actually saw before making this list. I knew I needed to see this movie before to see if it would be on the actual list. And that film is Money Supreme, the latest film from Josh Safdie. This is a thing I actually did. I know it's called Safdie Brothers, but this is a thing I did Good Time and Uncut Gems. Two movies that basically feel similar to this movie, where they're films that are just one that's not supposed to be watchable. The movies are incredible when it comes to visuals, incredible when it comes to performances. I don't films that really make you feel anxiety while watching it. Usually I don't like feel anxiety, honestly, but these films do that in the best possible ways, honestly. And again, Money Supreme does that spectacularly. A film that more you think not be that way because it's about ping pong of all things. It's a movie that's very visceral, just energetic, intense, and just has moments that will leave you on the edge of your seat. Not to mention, Timothée Chalamet, yeah, it is any movie that's going to finally get Timothée Chalamet that Oscar win. It is this movie. It is this movie. Again, the writing's fantastic, the performances are great all around, the thrills, it has some surprises I wasn't expecting, and it's a very tense thrill ride. Again, I'm not sure if it's supposed to be watchable out there, and again, I've only seen it once on, so it's why the one number 20 on this list. Again, I feel like all the films on this list, but I feel of all the films on this list, this is the one that actually has the potential to go higher, actually, honestly. So we'll see how that goes, but as for now, I think 20 is a perfect place for Mario 3 to be at. Now, coming in at number 19 is actually the first of a few stupid movies making my actual list, honestly, excited by the stupid movies and nothing that crazy, honestly. This one was much better than it was last year, and that is Thunderbolts. Yeah, it's probably by the MCU kind of downhill. There's always like one, maybe a couple movies that still ends up making my best list, honestly. Even though I do acknowledge the MCU kind of got downhill after Endgame, I will acknowledge that. Like, some of the projects actually kind of suck now, actually. But still some projects actually do end up making their way on my best list, and Thunderbolts is one. Don't spoil it, not the only one to make this list, honestly. But yeah, Thunderbolts is one of those movies that, along with my other MCU movie, honestly, actually continues to grow on me the more I think about it. To why I do have my issues with it, especially when it comes to how they treat a couple characters. I think it's really the mental health aspect is what ends up landing this film on this list, honestly. The fact that it actually tells a really serious story about mental health, and actually does it in a very effective way, honestly. It feels like the MCU actually is going back to their roots, actually, in general, in terms of, yeah, this is what made the MCU so good in the first place, honestly. And Teen Dynamics, and you know, I wish there was more as a Teen Dynamics, honestly. The team was still pretty well. I think a lot of them utilized very well, actually. I think this definitely made Yellow and Nebula going in like incredible characters. I always liked them as characters, but this movie especially made them great characters. So yeah, not mentioning it being very entertaining, actually, and it's from the actually a lot of action, actually, if you really think about it. But the action there is pretty fun, honestly. It does have some great humorous moments, and it's just an MC that feels like it's harking back to the old days. Which more of these movies like this, honestly, but yeah, overall, I still don't like Thunderbolts. Definitely, I enjoy enough to obviously have it be on this list. Coming in at number 18, we got another movie that's also like similar to like very tense feeling, excited, honestly, but still has more quality to pick on my list. And that is If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, which is actually not an 8.4 movie, actually, along with Mario Supreme, actually. I think we actually debate between this, honestly, and then. Now, honestly, this film was definitely very anxiety-inducing for sure, honestly. And Brad Pitt gives a crap performance. Another performance that would not be surprised gets a lot of the nominations when it comes to Oscars and all that stuff. I think the film I connected to a little bit more, honestly, but that's probably why I have a bum, honestly. But it's definitely a film that's very well directed, has some thrilling, just gnarly sequences that should make you unnerved in the best possible way. That alone is what hurts on this list, honestly. And again, this movie does, like most 8.4 movies, this movie does not be that bad, honestly. I think if you're telling me if this film is going to go hit more for you, but I think there's enough good quality here to like, yeah, it really hits for me, honestly. It definitely is one of those like realistic movies that is like, yeah. At number 17, we have Wake Up Dead Man, a Knives Out mystery. Yeah, we got, despite the fact that obviously this is like the weakest of the Knives Out movies, it's still in my top 20. That should tell how great this franchise is, honestly. Again, this is the weakest Knives Out movies, honestly. Mostly because I don't think he likes to cast the best. And I'll be honest, if it didn't have the issue, this film probably would be top 10, honestly. I'm not joking. The mystery was that good, it was that enthralling, and the characters are fantastic. This one's done a little more darker and religious than the previous movies, at least when it comes to the dark aspect, but it does the aspect pretty well, and it's really delved into certain themes, honestly, are just pretty well integrated and just make you into an adult. And it has again, the mystery in itself is really compelling, honestly, throughout the entire movie, where it keeps you second guessing. Again, 3 movies in, and they still keep you guessing. Yes, sir. Bring me more Knives Out movies. Bring me more. Now at number 16, we got another movie I'm happy to make on the list, and that is Guillermo del Toro's Frankenstein. Yeah, Frankenstein ended up making my actual best list. Frankenstein! And Guillermo del Toro is one of the most like, visually incredible directors out there, honestly. Like, I've actually rewatched a lot of movies, and eventually I'm going to post a ranking at some point, but it's one of those directors that honestly, he just does, aside from Christmas and Peak, honestly, and maybe aside from Christmas Peak, he does not really miss, honestly, and Frankenstein is no exception, honestly. Again, I think this direct does fall to a little bit, honestly, which is why we're number 16 on the list. But everything else in the movie is fantastic, honestly. It's an incredible retelling of Frankenstein that does it in the best possible way. The performances, especially from Chico Early, are phenomenal. The visual aesthetic is great. The storytelling does keep you guessing. Has some really incredible moments that will leave you on just. You just know this is why you are a masterclass. Keep what you're doing. Now at number 15, we get to another movie that actually did make my most surprising movies list, and that is Sisu Road to Revenge. Again, that's one that, again, this is probably for someone who just enjoyed the first Sisu, honestly. The sequel is just blue, like it's basically that movie just on steroids. Like it has Steve Lane basically beat up Nazis, but one of the movie was just like good, honestly, and just nothing stand out. This movie stand out in the best possible way, having brutal action scene after brutal action scene, incredible moment after incredible moment. So you can tell in terms of the action, the story there was a lot of heart put into all the stories. It's revolutionary or anything. The film is just an incredible action movie throughout, like a great thrill ride, a film that just has amazing sequence after amazing sequence. It's like one of those action movies that just keeps you thrilled and keeps you entertained from beginning to end. At number 14 and number 13, I actually have two animated sequels, honestly, so I'm going to talk about both of them here, with number 14 going to The Bad Guys 2, and number 13 going to Zootopia 2. Okay, I don't have very much to say about The Bad Guys 2, honestly. It's basically just more The Bad Guys, honestly. Kind of tease with the tone and the kinetic energy and the greatness of the original movie, but, you know, I think it's a good thing, honestly. But I think it's actually just a little bit better than the first one. Again, the first one's film I've grown to appreciate so much more, honestly. I think it would be my top 20 or 2021, honestly. Honestly, but this one definitely also made the list as well. Once again, it's just more the same Bad Guys, but the same great characters, same great energy, same nice messaging as well, and just really delivered. Again, this is what you do when you're at your best. But then we have Zootopia 2, which I'm not sure how much hot take it is, but I think this is actually better than the first one, actually. And, like, I always loved Zootopia, honestly, but I never want to be one of my favorite Disney movies. But this one definitely is just, you know, people just, like, it's no one's kind of more the same from Zootopia 1 stuff. It's not be overheavy the messaging sometimes, and actually has a more compelling narrative, doesn't have a terrible towards the villain. In fact, I think you make fun of that in this movie, actually. And it's just a great adventure movie where Judy and Nick at their best, honestly. Have moments that no one would irritate me when it comes to like storytelling, but actually doesn't here. Again, it's also very hilarious as well. The new characters are really up in it as well. It's just a great, charming adventure that continues to expand the world of Zootopia. And again, so much more Supreme. This is also another movie that I think has potential to go high up on the list, honestly, the more I think about it. Like, it might actually be top 10 worthy, honestly, but as right now, I think number 13 is like a perfect spot for this movie. Again, Bad Guys 2 at number 14, and Zootopia 2 at number 13. And then we get to another surprise movie at number 12, and that is the other Predator movie that came out this year, and that is Predator Badlands. And I don't think anyone expected it to be as good as it was, honestly, but it ended up being great, honestly. And I think some to a lot of critics about this movie, though. I think the biggest worry about this movie is that this is going to have every Predator be like this, honestly, where they kind of make the Predator feel like the good guys and the heroes and all that stuff. And all. Like, I don't want that, honestly. I really don't. I don't think anyone wants Predator like this, honestly. It was just a fun experiment. I've heard a sequel to this, but don't have every Predator movie going forward be like this, honestly. I feel like we might get that, though, eventually, because this is like the highest grossing Predator movie of all time, so not in Disney properly, but we can only hope so. But talking about the movie itself, Predator Badlands is a fantastic movie with incredible action set pieces, great characters, great humorous moments, and just a great action movie that just puts a smile on your face and just goes through the emotions incredibly well, and has great music, has some great badass moments. Again, it's crazy that we're now in the state where the Predator franchise is actually good now. With Prey, Killers, and now this, like, Dave Trachtenberg, you are a savior, man. And now speaking of most surprising and underrated, we got a film that actually did make both of those lists. Sorry. We got a movie that made both of those lists. At number 11, we have Oh Hi. Yeah, Oh Hi actually ended up making this list on. So like, I already talked about my thoughts on this movie are my most surprising and my most underrated, so I'm not going to get too much of my thoughts here, honestly. But this is one of the best rom-coms to come out in the last few years, honestly. I absolutely love this movie. Then once it gets better, the more I think about it. It's a very charming movie, hilarious movie. The two leads have good chemistry. There's some nice good messages about relationships that doesn't feel like shoehorned in your face. Like I said, it's one of the best rom-coms to come out in a very long time, and we definitely need more of these good rom-coms. And this movie I feel like no one really talks about, honestly, and I feel like everyone should, honestly. We have reached the top 10, folks. We're now in the true top 10 best movies I saw in 2025. Again, let me know your thoughts on your favorite movies down in the comment section. Let me know what films you love the most. Let me know if the favorite movies you feel like I should have put on this list, honestly. Let me know down below. But anyways, coming in at number 10, we have the other MCU movie I mentioned was going to make this list, and that is The Fantastic Four First Steps. Yes, this ended up making my top 10 honestly. That's the lowest the MCU movie has been honestly in the last few years, and honestly, because the MCU would make it a lot higher, honestly, but this movie's still great. I still had a great time with Fantastic Four The First Steps. By a landslide, the first Fantastic Four movie by a wide margin, and to get the tone of these characters right, I think the actors do a fantastic job with these characters. Jessica Rae especially doing a great job as Sue Storm, but even as a great job as Skell, Joseph Quinn, and Eobon, I don't know another name, sorry, but they all do a great job as characters, making it feel like an actual family, which I think they do a great job with getting that message across. And honestly, what do you think about it? The movie actually has a lot of similarities to another super movie we'll get into later, honestly, which I didn't actually realize if you actually think about it. But it's still very effective at being its own unique thing, honestly. It does really kind of like set up so many things, honestly. Except, like some Thunderbolts, it feels like Dynasty going back to the old days. Again, some Thunderbolts does have a lot of action needed, it's more of kind of a family drama, and it still works in that aspect incredibly well. It's humorous very well, it uses those characters extremely well. Either Glass is the most compelling villain in the world. How he well utilizes, we can agree, how he's utilized is at least way better than he was in the Miles of Silver Surfer. I think we all can at least agree on that. But yeah, by landslide, the best Fantastic movie, and I cannot wait to see how these characters are utilized in the future. Coming in at number 9, we get to probably also be the dad movie of the year, and that is F1. Again, I don't actually have much to say about F1, honestly. It's just pretty much a dad movie, and it's just a simple racing movie that's cliched and follows the sport from that to a T. But sometimes it's not always a bad thing. Sometimes, like I said, I don't actually have brown cliches, honestly, and this is an example. Like, it follows one to a T, honestly. It doesn't really, change anything up, but the people from Tom Gun people that made this movie also did call Tom Gun Mad. I knew that, and they decided to deliver a great movie that just delivers on the incredible racing sequences that are some of the best racing sequences in any movie, period. Delivering a likable underdog story, having some really fantastic moments throughout, and just from that just puts a big grin on your face. And sometimes we need that. And now at number 8, we've got a film that I'm surprised, I thought it would be actually a lot higher by the end of the year, honestly, but that's how it goes, and that is Sinners. The latest film from Ryan Coogler, it's definitely up there with Korea, is probably his best work, honestly. It is a truly incredible movie. Again, what you debate about not a horror movie or not, honestly, it's still a visually incredible movie that has incredible story, a really great performances, some really well-realized characters. Again, like B. Jordan, his dual roles are fantastic. Yeah, a really stacked cast that everyone delivers, that everyone actually enables their characters here. Again, the music is just, oh my god, one of the best scores and soundtracks of the entire year for sure. And they really make it feel like a whole character to the movie in general. This movie is just fun, entertaining, thrilling, and it's just has one of the best epilogues in any movie, period. Again, I'm surprised it's actually number 8 of all films, honestly, but yeah, those the other movies I actually enjoyed more. Now at number 6, we get to the film that just missed my top 5, and that is One Battle After Another, the latest Paul Thomas Anderson movie. And again, I guess I actually did do a video. I did a video ranking all of his movies. I actually watched a lot of movies for the first time. I never watched them till now, and I'm like, why? Yeah, I never watched a lot of movies. Even like The Old Blood, I never watched till this year, which is, I'm sure that'll be a shot to all of you, honestly. But you can check my ranking, guys, and know what I talked about. But I think the movie actually was my top 5 actually, and that's why number 6 is also short of all the other movies. But again, this has everything in one. This movie tends to just directing, and it's fine being very long. Feels like it breezes by very well, honestly. Has commentary that feels like very necessary to the world we live in nowadays. Has incredible performances from the entire cast. Has some incredible stories. Some surprisingly good humor, actually, from a story like this, actually. But does it actually extremely well, actually. Not sure it's one I'm going to watch constantly, but good quality, the entertainment, and the intensity, and how I felt watching the movie was enough to put it to where it is on this list. Now, at number 6, we get to the film that just missed my top 5, and that is One Battle After Another, the latest Paul Thomas Anderson movie. And yeah, now guys, I actually did do a video, I did a video ranking all of his movies. I actually watched a lot of movies for the first time. I never watched them till now, and I'm like, why? Yeah, I never watched a lot of movies, even like The Old Blood I never watched till this year, which is, I'm sure that'll be a shock to all of you, honestly, but you can check my ranking, guys, and know what I talked about. But I think the movie actually was my top 5, actually, and that's why number 6 is also short of all the other movies, but again, this has everything you want from this movie in terms of just directing, and it's fine being very long, feels like it breezes by very well, honestly, has commentary that feels like very necessary to the world we live in nowadays, has incredible performances from the entire cast, has some incredible stories, some surprisingly good humor, actually, from a story like this, actually, but does it actually extremely well, actually. Not sure it was one I'll come back to watch constantly, but the quality, the entertainment, and the intensity, and how I felt watching the movie was enough to put it to where it is on this list. Well, folks, we have now reached the top 5. For me, my top 5 actually were pretty definitive, actually. These were my definitive top 5 movies. But it was the order I really was debating, honestly. And this is about the first time in a long time I actually debated what was going to be number 1, honestly. So, not sure how popular it's going to be, honestly, but we'll see. But anyways, coming in at number 5, we have another film that also made my most underrated and surprising. So it's another film I'm not going to say much. And that is Roof Man. And I have Roof Man in the top 5 of this list. But again, this movie really surprised me at how much I really enjoyed it, how much I was entertained by it, how much I was emotionally invested by it by the end of it. Like, I was invested by a guy that basically got robbed for McDonald's, escaped prison, and basically lived in Florida for 6 months. And yeah, I felt mostly invested with him. Not mentioning his kissing hilarious. Channing Tatum gives probably his best performance ever. The cast is also fantastic as well. The film just has a lot of nice, great effort and charm put into it. They just kind of have a smile and feel good whenever you watch it. And considering you know the story, that's definitely a surprising thing to feel good about, but yeah, that's what makes it surprising. Now, at number 4, we get to my favorite horror movie that came out in 2025, and that is Weapons. Yeah, Weapons ended up making this high on the list, honestly. Probably the highest of horror movie we've been playing a while, honestly, but again, sometimes horror makes this high, honestly, but that's how good Weapons is, honestly. This film, same guy did Barbarian that came out a couple years ago, which you guys know actually was also my favorite horror movie that year as well, in a year that was filled with stacked horror movies. And also, number that was filled with good horror movies, yet this year, Zach Rucker managed to do it again. It's kind of funny if you actually think about it, honestly, but yeah. Zach Krieger is definitely one of the best outcome. Zach Krieger is one of the best outcome horror directors. He has movies that basically are just like really just unnerving, films that really have deep, interesting stories to tell, and it's just a film that just really keeps you invested, honestly, and it also has really effective scares. And this is no exception, honestly. I actually still be one I think this is better than Barbarian, honestly. Either way, I think both are probably my favorite horror movie of the decade. You guys saw a video I did on that, a short did on that video. Did on that around October. But yeah, Weapons is fantastic. Fantastic. A really thrilling movie that has a really great story that keeps you guessing and has got great skills and even some nice good humor, actually, surprisingly. And honestly, it's pretty much, it is pretty much him. That is why I am looking forward to his Resident Evil movie that comes out next year. Yeah. But yeah, Weapons is fantastic. Now, at number 3, my third best movie of 2025, we have. This was kind of last minute decision, actually. I think it was actually number 2, honestly. Yeah, my top 3, my number 2, I definitely really debated, honestly. But I decided to go forward with The Life of Chuck at number 3, which of course is directed by Mike Flanagan. Which I'm going to take the natural breed of Mike Flanagan, because obviously this guy that's never doing like horror movies. He's obviously like the biggest horror director working today, honestly. He's also, in him also writing the script for Clayface, is why I'm looking forward to that movie, actually. But it's definitely a different movie. The fact that this movie is also based off a Stephen King adaptation as well. Tom Hiddleston gives one of his best performances. It's like one of those movies I feel like you definitely should see for yourself, honestly. It's very innovative movies that feel like a movie that really dives into the meaning of life, honestly, which I think should be like number 1, honestly, considering like I'm really into these kind of movies, honestly, and it does it very well. But I just think my top 2 really impacted me a bit more, at least throughout the year, honestly, throughout like the last half of the year. My top 2 actually impacted me a lot more, honestly. So that's probably why I'm here, honestly. And probably should be number 1 for being honest, but because I'm really into these multi-time movies, honestly, and I love these movies that really show up the meaning of life in an effective way. But again, my top three just surprised me is just a bit more honestly, but that's not saying Life of Chuck is a fantastic, because Life of Chuck is fantastic. Now we get to the top two, which now I know it says 2019, and my favorite movie is always a superhero movie or animated movie. And I've always the tradition still continuing. So at number two, we get to my favorite superhero movie of 2025, and that is Superman. Not sure if this is biased, honestly. I'm not sure if, like, oh, you're just James Gunn stan. That's when I am, honestly. I'm not, I mean, the guy's, like, perfect or anything. I'm not, like, one of those people. But I don't know what good movie I watch it. And I've seen this movie a few times that came out, and it honestly continues to really rewatch, actually. Again, it's a movie that at first maybe feel like it's just feels overstuffed, and that definitely is an issue, but it definitely, in my opinion, my favorite Superman movie. It definitely is a movie that just delivers on the Superman character, delivers on the lore and the greatness of this character. Managed to balance something else incredibly well. A lot of the characters get a good amount of screen time, and you get some fantastic action set pieces, a really great lead look into Clark Kent and Superman and these characters. It pretty much does what James Gunn does expect on it. It delivers like zany humor, but a little heart too as well. David Cornside does a great job as Superman, in my opinion. We get the best live action portrayal of Lois Lane by a landslide, in my opinion. But you get probably an incredible portrayal like Luthor here, incredible portrayals all around, honestly. You get fantastic character moments, emotion, heart, even Crypto ends up becoming a lot of fun for most of the movie in general. It's like setting up like 5 or 10 different movies, honestly. Like there's a couple of teasers, but it doesn't like set up like constantly everything. So I'm happy it does that, honestly. And the movie is just both hard and fun and entertaining and delivers what you want from a Superman movie. And it does make me excited for the future of this universe. Like, everything was right on the movie being good, and it ended up being a great heartfelt movie. And so far, this universe has been doing great, honestly, with Creature Commandos 2, with Creature Commandos also being good. I enjoyed Peacemaker 2, actually. And again, Supergirl is all my most anticipated movie next year. We're also getting Clayface, so we'll see what else this universe has to offer, honestly. But overall, I am ecstatic, honestly. And this is definitely my favorite Superman movie, honestly. I think it was actually my number one for a bit, honestly. Until I really more doubt about my number one, honestly. But Superman is still a fantastic movie. And we have made it! My number one favorite movie of 2025. The film in 2025 that I enjoyed the most in the year of 2025. Not sure what people are going to agree with my pick, honestly. Like, really? This movie was the number one? But every year, I always go for long haul as a movie. I always go to movies that I know I can just watch over and over again, and movies that just, I'm going to love movies. And while this movie still has those qualities, considering that the crazy year we live in, this is the movie that helped me a lot. This is the movie that I have rewatched the most in 2025. This means I'm having the most joy in 2025. So that means that my number one favorite movie of 2025 is K-Pop Demon Hunters. Yes. K-Pop Demon Hunters is my favorite movie of the year. And the second year in a row where an animated movie topped my list. When an animated movie is good, an animated movie is good. And that's why it's K-Pop Demon Hunters. A movie that pretty much just came out of nowhere. Again, I talk about this as my most surprising movie of the year. It was also my most surprising movie of the year as well. This movie just came out of nowhere and became the big sensation of 2025, and it's basically one of the biggest movies of the year. Probably the biggest movie of the year, honestly. I'm just when Netflix actually released it in theaters, actually. But the movie itself is just entertaining from beginning to end. Again, it's really knows what it is, but also has some great heart and emotion to it. Has some really great characters with its 3 leads, and some really good villains as well. Has probably the best soundtrack of the entire year. Songs that are just blown up, obviously, and I not hear them carry all the time, honestly. Well, especially Golden and Takedown. But all the songs are fantastic here. A lot of them I had them stuck in my head constantly. Like how I forget that ukulele compilation of all their songs. That's how you know I enjoyed them. That a ukulele compilation on all their songs. That's how you know I enjoyed them. Yeah, this movie is just so entertaining, just built with so much heart to it, and to have me smiling throughout. And considering the crazy year I had this year, which I will talk about after this, I definitely need it. So that's why I'm not sure I don't agree with this, but that's why K-Pop Demon Hunters is my favorite movie of 2025. Yes! Well guys, I hope you all enjoyed me I hope you enjoy me discussing my top 20 best movies of the year. I hope you enjoy my year-end content in general. Talk about my most surprising, disappointing, underrated, anticipated, what's the best. Again, I've done this last. I don't think I've done this last year, honestly, if I remember correctly. So I'll just get back to this, honestly. But again, as always, a little bit down competition. What are your favorite movies of the year, honestly? What the movies you enjoyed much 2025? I'd love to know. And I'm also gonna give you a little update what to expect 26. Honestly, I really don't know, honestly. The only thing I hope next year is that it's better than this year. Just not basically for those who don't know, basically it's just I'm going through a lot this throughout this year, honestly. And again, this year has just been not a great thing. Like I moved to Texas and feel like there's been one thing after another that's been here. And I'm working 2 jobs, and I feel like I'm the one that basically just makes the most money, honestly, and just trying to make money, honestly. Like I feel like I just do so much, honestly. And I just been feeling exhausted and just for working so much, honestly. It's just been a lot. That's what I'm trying to say. It's just been a lot throughout this year. It really's just been a lot. And I'm still processing everything. I'm still don't know when it's actually going to get my computer or my PlayStation again, honestly. I think if things do go well next month, honestly, I feel we might be able to actually get it next month, honestly, if, we able to do this or not. Like, I'm not going to get into all the details on what's going on. I'm not going to get every single detail, honestly, because I'm also don't want to get all that stuff in the world. But let's just say if a couple things do go well next month, honestly, I feel by next month I should finally get the rest of my stuff from storage up here, and which probably still have my PlayStation and my computer. I hope so. Because it's not fun being on a computer that month. I feel that's also been like a decline in mental health not having a computer, honestly. It's not helped, honestly. Like, I'm thankful my mom gave me an iPad, honestly, so I'm able to actually probably do those karaoke videos, honestly, and do ukulele videos and karaoke videos. But yeah, it has not been fun. Again, I feel like it's been like one thing after another. And again, it's also not like I'm hating Texas. It's not like I hate where I live, honestly. It's not like I despise where I live, honestly. And I'll be honest, I really don't know if I'm even going to be here by next year, honestly. But I think that's mostly because, like, it's not that I hate it here, honestly. It's one of those things that I just don't know if I could be here long term. And it's more just a long term aspect, honestly. But I do hope we have a lot of plans that I'm hoping to get into fruition next year. Like, finally, hopefully, I'm going to try to learn how to drive. Looks like I'm going to hopefully, I'm just going to show you something. How to ride this scooter that electric scooter that a friend got me on my birthday earlier this year, which is 2 months ago, and I still haven't got a chance to practice as much as I want to because I've been working 2 jobs and I've been trying to make money and all that stuff. And now that I've learned how to ride before, so that stuff's still new to me as well. So I definitely want to spend some time trying to learn that as well, along with the time trying to get back to my music as well. So I really don't know how much content I'm actually going to be putting out next year, honestly. So apologies if some months I'm more consistent than others. But basically, I'm trying to like build myself a life outside of YouTube, honestly. Like, as much as I love content for you guys, as much as I love doing this type of videos for you guys, and I really like it's something I really think for the like, it is something I've been doing for the longest time, honestly. Is that as much as I love YouTube, as much as I love TikTok, as I love doing this content, I really don't want it to be all I do. I don't want it to be all I do throughout all my life, honestly. And basically, I feel like I'm just been trying to find myself more than ever, honestly. That's what I'm doing with the karaoke, and what I'm doing with the DJing, honestly. Like, I'm still just figuring myself out. I feel like that's really all I've been doing I feel like since I moved from Florida, I feel like that's all I've been doing. It's figuring myself out, honestly. I'm like figuring out like who I am as a person, how I operate, all that stuff. That's pretty much who I am, honestly. It's just, again, figuring myself out. Yeah, honestly. Yeah. And that's why I'm not sure if I want to be attached to long-term monster, but honestly, the heat doesn't really help either, honestly. The heat definitely is an issue, and because I don't feel like I'm able to do all the exploring that I normally would do, honestly. That really doesn't help either. As it feels right now, it's actually kind of cold. As it feels right now, it's actually very cold at the moment, but still. But still, honestly, I enjoy Worcester work basically because I was able to explore, walk around a lot more, honestly. If I was able to do that more often there, but not here. And just helped out why doesn't help sound, honestly. So yeah, that didn't help either. And then honestly, just And if you like honestly, I probably felt like a curse at Worcester honestly, but I didn't want to be with my family honestly, and it was just a lot of crazy things that went on honestly. So I was like, "Ugh, it's definitely been a year, but I do enjoy Texas. I do enjoy the characters I've been at so far. It's not like I have been enjoying here. It's not like I'm miserable or anything. It's not like I'm. And that's the thing, honestly. It's not like I'm miserable or anything. It's not like I'm miserable or like super low, honestly, on that aspect. And I know there are some people that actually kind of accuse my mom of actually ruining my life or anything like that, but that's not the case. It's just still a lot to process. It's just, like I said, it feels like it's just been one thing after another and like that. And it's just, I feel like the weight of the world's more on me this time around, honestly. Just to move, honestly. The only hope is that by the start of next year, everything is just more settled, everything is more stable, all that stuff. And who knows? I might be able to run around a lot more. I might be able to actually get a car, honestly. That's something I want to focus on next year. It's not like maybe I get my tech safety. I'm still on the fence on that, honestly. And just, learn how to drive. That's something I definitely want to learn to get to in 2026 is to finally learn how to drive. Or at best, get my permit at least. At least get my permit. If I can do that, then I'll be happy. And eventually we'll leave to get my license. Honestly. But again, you can probably expect most of the same, in terms of content, you can expect most of the same type of my reviews, my list, my rankings, my sing content. I do plan on posting more of my karaoke videos and my ukulele covers and all that stuff. I actually filmed some karaoke covers at home actually nowadays, so we expect more compilations coming over. I have a lot more dub pre-ed, honestly, for the main video, honestly. I do plan on having more. Apparently, though, honestly, I'll get to at least 100 by the end of the year, which is insane if you ever think about it. I do plan on putting up more episode rankings. I do plan on hopefully finishing my How Much You Mother season ranking, honestly. I think I'll wait till I get on the computer before I finish that. Then I plan on doing at least three more next year on Amphibia, Arrow, and Big Time Rush. And I do plan to have this one video essay out every month, honestly. Because I wanted to do some more video essay content, honestly. And I think that's better to do one every month. Then once I do have my first one coming out, I actually already did film my first one coming in January, which is going to be on Camp Rock, so stay tuned with that. Still not sure, and that's from a reality show channel. I'm still unsure on that, honestly. I'm still on the fence about that channel, actually, so I will keep you updated on that, honestly. Because I really haven't uploaded much on that channel, honestly. But again, I've been working 2 jobs, so yeah. Again, as I'm filming this shit, as I'm filming this was first, I'm filming this actually the first to get off hand in a while, honestly. But again, I'm still enjoying Texas. I at least do enjoy the place to go to. And I do enjoy both my jobs, honestly. I love both my jobs, honestly. It's just I know that all the working and all the mental stuff on just causing me to feel so irritated, so just lately. Like I've already noticed that I think they'll come out all the work actually, so that's not a concern. So yeah, take that what you will. So again, I don't know what's gonna happen this year. I feel like this is going to be the year that's going to decide what I want out of life and what I'm pretty much going to be doing for the rest of my life, honestly, and if I'm going to be happy with the rest of my life. That's pretty much what I'm going to decide in 2026. Whether I'm ending in Texas, when I'm decided to go back to Worcester, honestly, or when I end up somewhere else. I really don't know. But I'm thankful to everyone that has given me so much love and support this year throughout this whole move, honestly. Again, I'm thankful everyone has helped me so much throughout this move, has helped me so much, has been there for me, has lending a helping hand, honestly, and then still continues to support me throughout this whole situation. It genuinely means a lot. Like, it truly does. And I'm thankful for everyone that has continued to show support and all that stuff. And hope God that next year is much better. Like, I'm really praying to God that because I'm pretty sure if it's not, like, I don't know, honestly. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to get down. Each time someone's always so positive. I'm just someone's always like so positive and upbeat, obviously. But again, if you follow me on Facebook and Instagram, you can tell that it's really been a rough year. It's really been rough. So I'm just crossing my fingers that we get a good 2026. Like, really cross my fingers that 2026 is a good year, honestly. I can just put this year behind me. I am Samuel World, Samuel Productions. I will see you guys next time, and as always, stay cool, everybody. Peace.